Imagine a city vanishing in a blink. That's what happened on August 6 and 9, 1945, when Hiroshima and Nagasaki were bombed. In an instant, bustling metropolises were reduced to rubble, and countless lives extinguished. The sheer magnitude of destruction was unprecedented. Entire neighborhoods wiped out, families torn apart, and a culture steeped in history, forever marked by tragedy. The bombings were not just an end, but also a beginning. In those moments, the world entered a new age of warfare. The bombings marked the beginning of the atomic age, an era defined by the potential for mass destruction. Suddenly, the world was thrust into a new epoch, where nations could wield the power of the atom. This was a time when humanity's knowledge of science was harnessed not just for progress, but for creating weapons of unparalleled devastation. In the aftermath of World War II, the United States and the Soviet Union emerged as the world's superpowers, both possessing nuclear capabilities. The arms race was ignited. Both nations poured resources into developing more powerful atomic weapons, each striving for nuclear supremacy. This was not merely an arms race, it was a race against time and against each other. A perilous game of brinkmanship. Fear of nuclear annihilation fueled the Cold War. The world watched as these two superpowers engaged in a high-stakes standoff, each flexing their nuclear muscles. The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 was a prime example of this tension, where the world held its breath as the United States and the Soviet Union drew perilously close to nuclear war. Yet, it was not just about power and fear. The atomic age brought with it a profound shift in global politics. Nuclear weapons became a bargaining chip, a tool for deterrence and a symbol of national prowess. Countries sought nuclear capabilities not just for defense, but as a means to assert their place on the world stage. The atomic age also sparked an era of scientific and technological advancements. From nuclear energy to space exploration, the race to harness the atom led to breakthroughs that have shaped our world today. Yet, the shadow of nuclear warfare looms large, a chilling reminder of the destructive power humanity holds. Nuclear weapons, once unleashed, changed the face of warfare forever. The atomic age marked a turning point in history, a time when humanity stood on the brink of self-destruction. It's a stark reminder of the immense responsibility that comes with such power. It's a testament to our capacity for innovation, and a warning of the potential consequences of that innovation when used for warfare. Indeed, the dawn of the atomic age was a dawn like no other. The fallout was immediate and the impact devastating. In the blink of an eye, two cities were reduced to rubble, their once thriving communities erased from existence. Hiroshima and Nagasaki were transformed into living nightmares, the scale of destruction incomprehensible. Imagine for a moment the bustling streets of Hiroshima. 1 second, a vibrant city full of life. The next, a desolate wasteland. An estimated 70,000 lives extinguished in an instant, with tens of thousands more to perish in the days and weeks that followed. The shockwave from the blast flattened nearly everything within a 1-mile radius, including homes, hospitals, schools, and businesses, leaving only a barren landscape in its wake. In Nagasaki, the devastation was no less severe. The bomb detonated over a densely populated district, instantly killing an estimated 40,000 people. The cityscape was irrevocably altered, its buildings and infrastructure decimated, its people left to grapple with the aftermath of an unimaginable horror. But the impact of the bombings extended beyond the physical destruction. The survivors, known as hibakusha, were left to deal with the unseen enemy, radiation sickness. Symptoms were varied and unpredictable, ranging from hair loss and severe burns to infertility and an increased risk of cancer. The hibakusha not only had to cope with the physical ailments but also the psychological trauma. They faced discrimination and ostracism, their suffering a constant reminder of the horrors of that fateful day. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were not just an end to World War II, but a dark introduction to a new age of warfare, an age where the power to obliterate entire cities was at the fingertips of those in power. An age where the consequences of war were felt not just in the immediate aftermath but for generations to come. But the bomb's effects extended beyond the immediate devastation. The scars left by the bombings were not just physical, but psychological, societal, and political. The immediate impact was indeed devastating, but it was only the beginning of a long and arduous journey for the survivors and the world at large. The echoes of these bombings reverberated across the globe. The long-term effects on the survivors and the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were profound and far-reaching. Thousands of survivors, known as hibakusha, carried physical and psychological scars for the rest of their lives. Cancers and other radiation-induced diseases became a grim legacy, persisting long after the initial destruction. The cities themselves bore the brunt of the devastation. Buildings, infrastructures, entire neighborhoods were obliterated. While they eventually rebuilt, the memories of that fateful August in 1945 remained etched in their landscapes and in the minds of their inhabitants. But the repercussions of the bombings were not confined to Japan. They echoed throughout the world, shaping the course of history and altering global politics. The bombings were a stark demonstration of the destructive power of nuclear weapons, serving as a chilling reminder of the potential for human annihilation. They triggered a global arms race as nations scrambled to develop their own nuclear arsenals, ushering in an age of fear and uncertainty. Amidst this climate of tension, the United Nations was formed. Its mission, to promote international cooperation and prevent future wars. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were a driving force behind the organization's formation, highlighting the urgent need for a collective global effort to maintain peace and security. Furthermore, the bombings led to the establishment of non-proliferation treaties. The Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, signed in 1968, aimed to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and promote disarmament. This marked a crucial step towards curbing the potential for nuclear warfare and striving for a safer, more peaceful world. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were more than just a tragic chapter in the annals of history. They were a turning point, a catalyst that reshaped the world. They spurred a global movement towards peace and disarmament, prompting nations to reconsider the implications of nuclear warfare. These events shaped global politics and policy for generations to come. The echoes of Hiroshima and Nagasaki continue to reverberate, reminding us of the devastating consequences of war and the imperative need for peace. History, they say, is our greatest teacher. The Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings serve as poignant lessons in the annals of time. They force us to look beyond the smoke and rubble, to delve deeper into the heart of humanity and the choices we make. From the ashes of these cities, we learn the devastating potential of human ingenuity turned destructive. The bombings were a stark reminder that the power to create also holds the power to destroy. The atomic age, while a testament to our scientific progress, also unveiled the terrifying underbelly of this advancement. And yet, amid the destruction, there was resilience. Hiroshima and Nagasaki teach us about the indomitable human spirit. They are a testament to our ability to rise from the depths of despair, to rebuild, and to move forward. But the scars remain, serving as a constant reminder of the horrors of war. These events also underscore the importance of diplomacy. They remind us that the pursuit of peace is not just a lofty ideal but a necessary endeavor. The bombings highlight the need for open dialogue, for understanding and for compromise. They teach us that the cost of war is far too high, and that diplomacy, although challenging, is a path we must tread. Furthermore, Hiroshima and Nagasaki stand as stark reminders of the urgency of disarmament. They serve as a call to rid the world of weapons of mass destruction. They remind us that no victory is worth the loss of innocent lives and the long-lasting damage inflicted on our planet. The bombings also teach us about the interconnectedness of our world. They show us that the decisions we make affect not just us but generations to come. They remind us of our responsibility to each other and to the world we inhabit. We must remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki not as symbols of destruction but as reminders of the cost of war. They are lessons from history, urging us to choose a path of peace, understanding and respect for all life. They are a call to remember, to learn, and to never repeat the same mistakes. So, where do we go from here? We find ourselves standing at the crossroads of history, grappling with the weight of the past, and staring into the uncertain future. The echoes of Hiroshima and Nagasaki still reverberate through time, reminding us of the devastating power humans can wield, but also of the resilience we can showcase in the face of adversity. These events are not just a chapter in our history books, but are etched into the fabric of our collective human experience. They serve as a grim reminder of the destructive potential of nuclear warfare and the unfathomable human cost it entails. Yet they also underscore the importance of peace. Peace is not merely the absence of war, but the presence of justice, of empathy, and of respect for our shared humanity. We must strive to foster a world where dialogue triumphs over discord, where understanding overpowers animosity. In this new age of warfare, we must remember the lessons of the past to navigate the future. The prevention of nuclear warfare, the pursuit of disarmament, and the promotion of peace should not just be ideals we aspire to, but actions we commit to. Let us reflect on the impact of these events and consider their implications for the future. Let us remember that every decision we make today shapes the world of tomorrow. As we look to the future, let Hiroshima and Nagasaki serve as stark reminders of the cost of conflict and the value of peace.